Alright, so nagbabalik tayo sa ating violin tips and tricks. And for today's video, let's talk about mindless repetition. And yung paulit-ulit lang natin ginagawa, especially when we practice, no? How it could negatively affect your practice time, even kung gaano kahaba yung practice mo, no? Kung gaano mo siya katagal pa-practice and bakit parang mas nakaka-frustrate and all those things. We'll talk about that in today's video. Okay? So when we practice kasi, especially for beginners who don't have an idea of how things are going to work, no? Is we mindlessly repeat, no? Parang okay, since especially nga for beginners, their pieces are fairly short, no? May iksi lang yung pyesa. Kahit ulit-ulitin nila yon, okay lang kasi konti lang yung time, no? Let's say your piece is like 45 seconds long, so repeat and repeat and repeat. But it's not really a good idea when it comes to practicing. No? Kasi when we repeat the same thing all over again, it just conditions our minds into thinking na yung ginagawa natin yung tama. Well, in fact, mali yung nagagawa nating mga techniques, no? Mali yung nagagawa nating playing. Let's say, for example, rhythms, mali naman yung ginagawa mo. Inuulit mo kasi alam mong mali, but at the end of the day, you're just reinforcing it. Okay? So, when we practice kasi, our minds technically don't know anything. They don't know what's right from wrong, no? What our minds know is what we do all the time. So, kung paulit-ulit natin ginagawa yung isang bagay, that reinforces that belief in our system na tama yung ginagawa natin. Kahit nasabihin natin mali, pero inuulit natin na mali ulit, dadating tayo sa point na we'll just be accepting na okay, ganito ko na siya ginagawa, so ganito ko na lang siya gagawin every time na makikita ko yun, for example yung passage na yun. So that's the problem. We end up reinforcing ourselves into thinking that what we're doing is correct. Well, in reality, mali talaga siya. So mindlessly repeating things is actually pretty bad for you, no? Kaya nasasayang lang din yung oras and panahon, no? The time that you spend practicing mindlessly could be used for other more meaningful things, no? Kaya kailangan when we practice, we always have a plan. Okay? So, the thing about practicing with a plan is understanding ano ba yung mga mahihirap na parts, what are the parts that you know you would mess up, no? Magkakamali ka, and what parts you think you already know na hindi mo na kailangang bigyan pa ng pansin or thought, no? For example, if there's like you're playing, let's say a concerto, 'di ba? Sabi natin on the previous videos that we did before, you have to section them out into chunks, no? While parting them out into smaller chunks, hahanapin mo ngayon kung saan yung mga parts, kung saan ka hirap na hirap. And then what you are going to do is you focus on those parts more than the parts that is easy for you. Kasi yung madali sa'yo, kayang-kaya na siyang gawin on your own, no? For parang nagiging automatic na siya in your brain na, oh, eto madali lang, kaya ko na siyang gawin. My body knows exactly what it needs to do in order for me to make it or play those passages correctly. But kung hindi ka pa sanay doon sa mga parts na hindi ka sanay, ano yung gagawin mo? Those are the things that you actually need to repeat mindfully. Okay? Take note, we need repetition in practice, no? Don't get me mixed up, no? I'm not saying you shouldn't repeat and repeat. You should repeat things in order for you to get used to them. But you shouldn't mindlessly repeat it. Yung alam mo na na mali, uulitin mo na lang ulit para lang makorek. But what ends up happening is lalo lang nako-condition yung sarili mo na hindi ko siya magagawa. No, you have to reinforce yourself in order for you to do better. Not do it the worst. Parang every time na gagawin mo, nag-worsen siya. So you have to mindfully think about those things. So bago mo ulitin, bago ka umulit, you have to stop and think, what did I do wrong? No, you have to identify the problem, of course. And once you identify the problem, you try to find fixes for it, no? So hindi naman talaga dapat yung practice time mo is padamihan ng bara na matutugtog or pahabaan ng session, no? the more efficient your practices can be, the better you will get at it. Diba? Mas mapapabilis actually yung progress mo with less time and effort na binigay mo. Dahil hindi ka masyadong pagod, you feel a little bit more confident in playing kasi pag inuulit mo, gumaganda siya ng gumaganda. Small things add up, no? Especially in practices, no? O kunwari, 5 nota within a span of, let's say, a 10-second passage, 5 nota doon yung hindi mo tinatamaan. So, every time na uulitin mo siya, mindfully thinking about those notes na hindi mo tinatamaan, mababawasan. Let's say, sa susunod na ulit mo kasi alam mo na yung gagawin mo dun sa part na yon, 4 na lang yung nota. Until umabot ka sa ma-perfect mo na yung part na yon, and then that's the time you repeat a bigger chunk or a bigger section of what you're practicing. Hindi pwedeng, nagkamali ka doon sa isa, tigil, balik ka ulit sa umpisa, nagkamali ka ulit doon sa isa naman, balik, tigil, without fixing the problem, no? You have to find a way or a solution for you to fix the problems that you are encountering on the spot, no? Para pagdating mo sa performance, you don't have this jitters na parang, hindi ko tatamaan yun. Kasi practice pa lang, nare-reinforce na sa'yo yung fear na ulit-ulitin mo siya. Every time na uulitin mo, natatapa ka dun sa part na yun, di ba? So, yun yung maiisip mo. You won't gain confidence by mindlessly repeating things, no? Nafu-frustrate ka, natatakot ka, kinakabahan ka, and it's not going to help you in the long run. So, better to stop, think about the things that you are doing, and then play again, no? Okay lang tumigil, okay lang mag-rest, okay lang na wag mo agad pasukan, no? So, I always tell my students, if you find the problem, ngayon isipin mo, ano yung problem talaga? So, nagkamali ka doon. Bakit ka nagkamali? Ano yung kailangan mong gawin para maayos mo yung pagkakamali na yun? And then, you try to find solutions, no? You identify the problems. So, every time you practice, you need to be able to at least correct yourself, no? Kasi, kapag hindi mo kinokorek yung sarili mo nga, inahayaan mo lang, tawag natin doon sa Tagalog, namimihasa, no? So, you have to be able to correct in terms of, let's say, ma-identify mo muna, ano ba yung reason? Kasi yung iba ang nangyayari din, when they practice, nagkamali ako doon, okay na yun, bahala na, or tsatsambahan ko na lang. Ganun na lang yung nagiging thinking, no? As early as when you're starting to read through, no? You have to identify problems. Identify mo na saan yung mga passages na mahihirapan ka, siguradong mahihirapan ka, alamin mo na agad yon, no? Para when you start building your pieces, habang inaaral mo na siya, mapapaganda mo pa yung pyesa mo, maayos mo yung mga problems na yun, no? So, it's not really that easy, to be honest, no? Because, number 1, you have to identify them first. And then, you have to identify ano yung nangyari. Narinig mo, nagkamali ako. Ngayon, alam mo na nagkamali ka, ano yung nagkamali doon? Ano yung pagkakamaling nagawa mo? Did you shift too high? Did you place your fingers incorrectly? Mali ba yung bowing mo? So, you have to identify that. And then, you have to find the solution. Ano ba yung kailangan mo gawin? Kailangan ba mag-exercise ka muna ng mga techniques? Kailangan ba mag-practice ka muna ng ibang mga pyesa just for you to find a way on that certain passage? Kasi every piece is different and everything that you learn has their own, let's say, pain points, no? May mga problems talaga na kailangan mong solusyonan. So you have to practice mindfully and also mindfully repeat, no? Because mindlessly repeating nga again would just cause problems and would actually parang lalo kang kakabahan, no? When it comes to performances, when it comes to your overall playing. So para ma-support mo yung sarili mo, to reinforce good habits, you have to create them on your journey. No, whether you're a beginner starting out, no, kung nasasanay ka na mag-practice na paulit-ulit, you better stop it as early as now and try to find the best way for you to practice mindfully with thinking, no, na iniisip yung ginagawa. So kung nakatulong tong video na to, please do drop a like, comment down below more content you'd like to see, and of course subscribe to my YouTube channel, follow me on all my socials, all the links you need down in the description box below. This has been Ryan Monakil for Violin Tips and Tricks, and I'll see you on the next video.